Well, hello and welcome back to my channel where I make healthy lifestyle videos, which include new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my crazy life, and I am also documenting my journey on compounded Tirzepatide. So today is Sunday afternoon and it's rainy and gloomy and cold in Ohio. So that is the perfect time to make some chili. So I have a friend and subscriber, Karen, who I'm going to give a shout out to. Hey Karen, thank you for the recipe. She sent me her favorite chili recipe, and it's called Best Homemade Chili. So what am I going to need? I'm going to need 2 pounds of ground beef. I got the 90% lean. And I'm going to need 2 small green peppers. And I actually just got 1 giant one. I'm gonna chop that up. And a small yellow onion. I usually get the red onions that I keep around here, so I did buy a yellow onion. Probably only going to use about half of this one because it's not small. I'm going to need some tomato sauce, 15 ounces. I'm going to need some diced tomatoes. It calls for 2 15-ounce cans. I've got a 28-ounce can of the diced tomatoes, a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, which I have, and then it calls for 2 cans of kidney beans. So I'm actually going to do 1 can of light red kidney beans and 1 can of chili beans. And then various seasonings. Chili powder, we've got that, chili powder, and garlic powder, and onion powder, cumin, got that, paprika, and now it calls for chipotle powder and cayenne pepper. So I don't have that, but I do have my Tony Caceres Creole seasoning, which has both in it. So it calls for 1 teaspoon of chipotle powder and half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I am just going to do 1.5 teaspoons of my Creole seasoning. And then it calls for salt and pepper. And then it also calls for half a teaspoon of baking soda. And I've never added that to chili before. It says that it helps cut down on the acidity of the tomatoes, which should be a really good thing because I'm finding I have acid reflux. Anyways, I'm on medication for it. But since I have started my Tirzepatide, I have noticed that I am more susceptible to getting heartburn. So cutting down on the acidity of tomatoes is a good thing. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop up my green pepper and onion, and then I'm gonna saute that until they start to caramelize. Then I'm going to add the ground beef and brown that. When that is browned, I'm gonna add the tomato sauce, the diced tomatoes, the water, oh, there's water involved, and tomato paste. And I'm gonna link this recipe in the description box below, so don't worry. I'm gonna bring that to a simmer over medium-low heat and cook it. It says for about 15 minutes. Then you add the drained beans, although I will not drain my chili beans because that comes with the seasonings and stuff in it. And then stir in the baking soda. It says the sauce will start to bubble up. Stir over medium heat until the bubbles have gone away. Remove from heat and serve. So, perfect recipe for a gloomy day. I'm gonna turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, and let me get started.
Shooting me with words, but I won't let them bruise. Even though it hurts, I won't show it to you. 'Cause it will ricochet, I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. 'Cause I don't care about you anymore. So you can't hurt me like you did before. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to hurt me, my skin's getting thicker each day. I don't know how you fall asleep at night, knowing that your words are hurtful, it's just not right. Not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. Like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet. I used to let it in, all the things you said. You try to turn me into somebody else, but it will ricochet. I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. 'Cause I don't care about you anymore. So you can't hurt me like you did before. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to hurt me, my skin's getting thicker each day. Don't know how you fall asleep at night, knowing that your words are hurtful, it's just not right. No, because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. Like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away.
All right, I have the chili simmering on the stove, and I'm so excited to have it this cold, rainy afternoon, and Mike is over. So tomorrow I'm off for Veterans Day, and I have another healthy recipe for you guys. And then I want to give you an update on how I did this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna leave you with a few scenes of our chili, and then I will pick this back up tomorrow. Well, all right, it is the next day. Today is Monday, November 11th. And before I jump into my next recipe, which is going to be easy, delicious, homemade hummus. But before I jump into that recipe, let me catch you up a little bit about my weekend. So if you saw my week 12 update, you know that I kind of had a bad week last week. I did lose weight. I was down 0.7 pounds, but I really didn't make a lot of healthy choices. I really didn't get back on track until Thursday, so I was a little disappointed in myself. So what did I do this weekend? So Friday, it turns out, was Mike and my 11-year anniversary of the day we met. And I totally forgot. He's the one that remembered. So we went out to a really nice dinner. And we actually sat on the patio. They had heaters there. And what was kind of cool is I saw a lady sitting over at another table, and I said to Mike, I think that I went to college with her, undergrad at Ohio State. And sure enough, I had the waiter go over and ask if her name was Angela, and it was. So haven't seen her in well over 30 years, more like 34 years. And she looked great. She said that I looked the same, although my hair was a little bit darker back then. I had the light brown hair naturally. But it was really cool, and it made me feel good that even after like 35 years, I'm still recognizable. So my undergraduate degree from Ohio State was in education. I was certified to teach 1st through 8th grade, but I never actually did any other teaching besides my student teaching, because I ended up going straight through to law school, which I also went to Ohio State for law school. But anyway, we caught up and exchanged numbers, and that was really nice. So I had chicken francais at this restaurant, ate about half of it. It came with mushroom risotto instead of pasta, ate about half of that, and it was just enough. Mike and I split a bottle of wine, so I did have some more wine on Friday, but nothing crazy. And then we went back to Mike's and basically watched some TV and had an early night. So Saturday, we were invited to a family party, and all they wanted us to bring was wine. So we brought a couple bottles of wine. My favorite is Pinot Grigio. You guys hear me talk about wine all the time. That's my favorite kind. I got a bottle of Sea Glass Pinot Grigio, which is supposed to be like 90 points. I am not a wine snob. I don't think my palate is as educated as it should be, but I wanted to bring a nice bottle to the party. I'm actually still friends with my ex-husband, and I'm still friends with his family. And they invited me. It was his aunt and uncle's 40th wedding anniversary. So I'm really grateful that they include me, and I'm really grateful that my ex-husband Jeff and I get along so well. And he has a fiance, Tina, and she and I get along well too. So one big happy family, I guess, which is nice for me, because if you've heard me talk in other videos, I don't really have a lot of family left. I lost my mom in 2009. I lost my stepdad, who was essentially my dad. I don't have a relationship with my biological father, but my stepdad and I were really close, and I lost him in the beginning of 2022. And I have a couple stepsisters that I don't really see very often. One lives in Florida, one lives around here, but we just don't get together that often. And I have actually 2 half-sisters. We have the same biological father, and I don't really keep in touch with them. I've visited them a few times, but not probably for the last 14 years or so. But I follow them on Facebook and kind of keep up to date with them, but they're not close. They live in Texas. So, I really don't have a lot of family, and I consider my ex-in-laws to be my family. Anyway, so that's what we did Saturday night. Again, I had a little bit of food at the party. They had a recreation of their wedding dinner that they had 40 years ago, and they had cabbage and noodles and chicken paprikash and cabbage rolls, and it was really good. I just had a little bit. They had a really nice homemade Caesar salad with homemade Caesar dressing. I kind of filled half my plate up with that, and then a little bit of the chicken paprikash and cabbage and noodles. So, and I had a couple glasses of wine, but all in all, not terrible. And then you saw me yesterday, Sunday. I made the chili. It was delicious. I did have today off, so I did end up finishing off the bottle of wine we had here, which was a couple of glasses. I know. I'm doing good today, though. No wine today. Anyway, that brings me to today. And I had some errands to run this morning. I had a Fairlife protein around noon. And then I had, for my lunch, I used some leftover chili from yesterday, and I put it over a serving size, 56 grams, of the Barilla protein pasta. And I don't know if this restaurant is nationwide, but if you're in Ohio, specifically the Cincinnati area, and you've heard of Skyline Chili, then you know what I'm talking about. So basically I put spaghetti noodles, about a half cup of the chili, and sprinkled some cheese on there. And I'll put a picture of that right here. It was delicious. So that's what I've had today. Tonight, my daughter's coming over after work and helping me clean out some of the rooms in my basement. I'm trying to get rid of some clutter because it's driving me crazy. So she's gonna come over and wants me to make her dinner. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make, but I think I'm gonna make chicken. I'm thawing out some chicken breast, and I'll probably pound that thin, put some flour on there, and then pan fry it in some olive oil with some spices, and then maybe serve it with rice, or maybe the Barilla protein pasta. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna do for dinner. And hopefully I'll get some good exercise cleaning out my basement. So that's today. Now, I do have a concern that those pre-filled syringes that I've been using from the pharmacy in New York, I'm not sure that they're full strength. They're supposed to be 7.5 milligrams, and by Saturday, my appetite was back. So I'm not really sure what to do. I have 2 of them left, and I don't want to waste them, but I also don't want to gain weight back if they're not effective. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and crack open one of my vials from OrderlyMeds and do a 7.5 milligram shot of that and see how it compares. And then we'll see. I can't possibly be needing to titrate up this quickly. So that's my concern about that. I definitely want to get back on track. I want to start walking. I want to start doing my Pilates reformer, and I keep talking about that. I have brought it up into my living room, and I intend on doing it this week. So if I do, I will try to film a little bit of it. So my final healthy recipe of the day is going to be easy, and then in parentheses, better than store-bought hummus. And I've never made it before, and it seems like it shouldn't be that hard. I am supposed to bring in snacks tomorrow for my coworkers' last day of work. So I think that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the hummus, and then I'm gonna bring cut up carrots and cucumbers to go with it. And I think I have some crackers or something I can bring along for people if they don't want the vegetables. But that is my plan. And what I'm gonna need for the hummus is a food processor. Now, I do have a food processor, but it's an inexpensive one. And I think I'm gonna use my Ninja blender because it's powerful, and I think that will do a better job. And according to this recipe, they say that the order that you put the ingredients in is what makes all the difference. So what you need is a can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans. You're gonna reserve the liquid. It's called aquafaba, and apparently there's stuff that you can do with it, but in this recipe, we're gonna be using a couple tablespoons of it. So when I drain this, I will set that aside. It also needs 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. So I've got a lemon, a 1/4 cup of tahini, which I just bought. Now, I got this on Amazon. It wasn't that bad. I want to say it was like $5 or $6. I've never bought it before, but that's what you need for the hummus. We're gonna need a clove's worth of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, salt to taste, and then the aquafaba, or you can use cold water. I'm gonna go ahead and use the aquafaba. And then it says you finish it off with a dash of paprika, which I have right here. So basically in my Ninja blender, I'm gonna combine the tahini and the lemon juice and process it for about a minute. I scrape the sides and bottom of the blender and then process for another 30 seconds or more. It says this extra time helps whip or cream the tahini, making the hummus smooth and creamy. Then I add the olive oil, minced garlic, cumin, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the whipped tahini and lemon juice. And I process that for 30 seconds, scraping the sides and bottom, and then another 30 seconds until well blended. Then I add 1/2 of the chickpeas and process for a minute. Scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, then add the remaining chickpeas and process them until thick and relatively smooth, 1 to 2 minutes. It says the hummus will likely be too thick and still have tiny bits of chickpea. To fix this, slowly add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cold water or aquafaba with the food processor turned on until you reach the perfect consistency. Then it says taste and adjust as needed. Serve the hummus with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of paprika. And then it says store the homemade hummus in an airtight container and refrigerate for up to 1 week. You can also freeze it. It says freeze, covered with a thin layer of olive oil for up to 1 month. So I'm gonna turn the camera down and make my hummus. I will check back just to let you know how it turned out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait. I really need to tell you something, 'cause I feel alone in a room surrounded by people. I wanna know if you're feeling it too. Out on the roof, here with you, it all seems so distant. With you, under streetlights right next to the skyline. With you, yeah, you. I've been a cynic for so many of my days. Now you just might make a believer out of me, 'cause you look so pretty in the sunrise. And
right, so I did taste test the hummus. Now, it hasn't been refrigerated yet. I know it'll be even better once it's been refrigerated for a few hours, but it had a really good flavor. The lemon and the garlic were just perfect. So I hope my coworkers like my healthy snack that I am bringing to work tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, like I said, it's Monday. It's the start of a new week. I have my doctor's appointment Friday morning, and I'm really hoping to stay on track this week and hopefully be down another pound or so. And I will definitely report back. I'm also going to talk to my doctor about maybe what he thinks about dose splitting, because if I'm getting significant hunger on days like 3 or 4, maybe I need to break it up. So I'll see what he has to say. And I just want to mention, if you are interested in purchasing compounded Tirzepatide, I use OrderlyMeds, a telehealth company that I've been really pleased with. And if you are interested in looking into that, I have a referral link in my description box below. If you click on that and you end up purchasing the product, you get $50 off. Now, if you've never been on it before, they have a really great starter kit where you get a vial of 2.5 milligrams, a vial of 5 milligrams, and a vial of 7.5 milligrams for a total of $798, which breaks down to be less than $300 a vial. So that's actually a great price. If you want to switch over, if you've been on the medication, you just have to show them a valid prescription. And they are now offering vials with a 180-day bud date. So anyway, I just wanted to add that. All right, guys. Well, if you liked this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. And please do, if you haven't already. I am trying to reach a wider audience, and the only way to do that is for you guys to like and subscribe and comment below. And I dropped the ball in my last video, but I've started to do an emoji of the day. So if you make it this far in the video, then I know you've watched it to the end. So if you've made it this far, please shoot me an emoji of a cat in honor of my buddy Leo. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.